Oh, yeah. Anyway, we're here at the SEMA show. I have to show you this to you. This is one of the coolest things that I've seen. Actually, we just got here today. This is one of the coolest things I've seen because, as you can see, this bus right there, that looks kind of like an Airstream. It's like a decorator. Maybe, I don't know, it could be like a submarine on wheels.
No,
Do you think so? It does look kind of cool. Look at this. Okay, you want to peek inside? They have the door open. Come on. Let's go look. I know, and this is just the beginning. You're going to see a lot more. Meanwhile, we're going to have to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today. Yes. And Obama has now come out with pure distribute the wealth campaign, and none in the press seem to believe what they are seeing.
Well, they're all, I mean, the people on the left, the people on the right have all got the same opinion. Well, he can't actually be saying what he's saying. Well, yes, he is. He said that the wealth have gotten too wealthy, and they need to distribute some of that wealth down to the people that haven't been profiting during this crisis. Well, the wealth hasn't been profiting either, as they're losing their homes, they're losing their businesses. The people at the very big top, his friends, and they pointed out the fact, all the billionaires in the country are Democrats. The little millionaires tend to be Republicans. What he's talking about is the Republicans need to give their money to the Democrats so that the Democrats can get wealthier.
Oh, and Electronic Arts' second quarter loss expands and raises forecast.
But nobody can understand that. They're continuing to lose money, and they're forecasting that they're actually. Well, I know why they did it, because today they came out with the thing that video sales and game sales are the highest they've been in a decade, which is called pure BS because we talk to the people. But
this is fourth quarter, which is probably the best quarter for the gaming industry, as it is
no,
for
they said third quarter.
Oh, really?
Third quarter set records. No, it didn't, folks.
I don't think so, because most of the new games are coming out fourth quarter.
That's right. They said the third quarter was a disaster, but they're raising the forecast, though. You know, actually, when things were so bad, anything. But it isn't the highest the sales have been in a decade. But they'll revise it by the middle of the week, though.
And it's a girl. British royal succession rules to change.
Okay. Why are there so many queens of England?
Why?
Because they get to be Queen of England, folks. They they didn't exactly marry into the family. They weren't married to a king when they became queens. Anybody remember Victoria Regina, Victoria the Virgin? How about Queen Queen Elizabeth? All of these queens that didn't have husbands that become Queen of England. They didn't go down the line to find a boy. They've been naming Queens of England for like 1,000 years.
OWS's Socialist Kitchen refuses to feed the poor.
Isn't that amazing? The Occupy Wall Street. Well, we don't want our money, our food being given to those people. Well, they're supposed to be that 99% of the people that are on their side, and they told them to get lost.
Ooh.
Isn't that amazing? Well, the socialists don't care about the little people, though.
And New York Marathon runners getting digital love from RFID chips.
Well, yeah, because they're telling if they actually are doing the race or not.
Oh.
They give them a chip, and if that chip is not on the course, they know it now.
Oh. Well, that's where technology can make a difference.
Yeah, because they suspect a lot of people have basically been. Well, actually, they know one person once.
Well, don't they typically? Oh, I guess they can't film the whole.
No, you can't film. They don't film it the whole thing. One person took a subway system and came around.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Luckily, they do have pictures in subways, folks. Cameras have been on subways for a long time. Yep.
And Motorola Mobility third quarter net loss narrows.
Yeah, but the problem is Motorola Mobile keeps losing money. So no one understands why, because they're supposedly the leaders in mobility, and yet they can't figure out how to make money. Well, actually, we do have a Motorola Zoom, which we found out that they're replacing with a family version now.
And Obama lost many donors from the 2008 presidential race.
But don't worry, he's making them up by going to lobbyists to help him raise money now. The very same people that he said would never be allowed because they have too much power and all this. Well, so much for anything he has to. Well, you have to understand that he's a contrarian. If he tells you that he thinks the sun is going to come up tomorrow, I think you'd better go find yourself a hole to crawl in, because he means he doesn't think the sun's going to come up.
And married gay military personnel sue for benefits.
Yep, this Obama said wasn't going to happen.
Well, of course it's going to happen.
He said that none of this would happen. He gave an order for the military to join in, and then the Democrats had the majority in the House and Senate, so they did whatever they wanted to do, but they were promised that they would not cause a problem. Well, they're demanding to be married on the bases. They're demanding the military weddings, or everything that they were told would not happen. And the Obama admitted, well, we didn't expect that this would happen. Yeah.
And Wall Street protesters hold vigils for injured veteran.
Okay, the problem was the guy was breaking the law. There is a problem, if you go back to Beretta, where if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Part of starting a riot is basically somebody shooting back at you. They could have hit him with gunfire.
And Herman Cain defends TV ad with smoking campaign manager.
I hate to tell people that, but people smoke. And it's only political correctness to show that you don't. I mean, like John Travolta smokes like a fiend, folks. And am I supposed to stop smoking on a film because it's politically correct? He doesn't.
Some firms to charge smokers and obese more for health care.
Yeah, generally, isn't it good? It's the firms ran by the Democrats that are going to do it. Remember that until Obama came into office, it was you couldn't say that people were obese. They were weight challenged, but they were not obese.
California duo could be America's first lesbian homecoming couple.
Could is the word, because if that happens, it's going to. They said it would happen over the dead bodies of the homecoming council, who won't even allow them to be voted on. So.
Ooh. And Japanese yen hits new post-World War II high against the dollar.
I know, and that's since the yen. What it is that, okay, here's how it works. The only thing in our country that is actually being exported is American printing presses. The Japanese are printing up money faster than we're printing it, so therefore it cannot be getting higher against the dollar, because they just print more money and there's nothing to cover it.
And attorney James Brown's estate was $20 million in debt.
Well, I sit there and figure out the guy, his music makes tons of money, he owns his music, and basically, so he's $20 million in debt and owns his library. Well, now they're only like about $200,000 or $300,000 in debt because there's so much money pouring in. But it's good news, though.
Beacon Power bankrupt, had government backing like Solyndra.
I know, they said so. Well, by the time they get done, virtually everything that Obama has backed in green energy is going to be bankrupt, all of them, because that green energy doesn't. Okay, we were at the CEA thing, and they said there's a big divide between people saying they want green energy, buying green energy, and wanting green energy products, because said they do not, the first thing on their list is not going out looking for a green product.
And London authorities in legal bid to oust cathedral protest.
Well, because they're basically the church is protecting them, but they have no right to occupy a church to keep people out. That's against the law, folks.
Oh. Where Rick Perry's campaign went wrong.
Well, the guy, if you look at his commercials, he's slick and polished like Obama. If you see him talking to people one-on-one, he's slick and polished like Obama. But he can't, the guy couldn't, this way, with the teleprompter, he couldn't take on Obama. The guy can't, he basically falls apart the instant you get him in a debate situation.
And international court in indirect talks with Gaddafi's son.
Well, yeah, because Gaddafi's son is not going to get executed by him. He doesn't have to. He's sitting in a country that's neutral, and the Libyans are not going to go over into Nigeria.
And how a flat tax would kill jobs.
Well, because what happens is it taxes everybody fairly, and if you tax people fairly, well, means the government, the Democrats won't approve of it because it puts taxes on the people that don't pay
they might
taxes.
have to pay taxes.
Okay, they might have to pay a couple of $100 a year in taxes, and that would be fair, and that's not going to happen, folks.
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Often people never understand, no matter how many times they are explained it.